What's up, everybody? Omega here, and I am joined by
Lady Omega.
And today we are going to be talking about some of the best AOE debuffers in the game.
Well, we really picked them all out. We
Yeah,
just gathered them all, and you can decide, but we'll tell you which ones we use the most.
right, which ones that we really like for our teams. And if you're not familiar, if you're still kind of new to the game, an AOE debuffer is going to be a hero that removes positive statuses from all of your enemies at once. So we're not going to talk about just single target AOE debuffer or single target debuffers this time. We're going to talk about AOE debuffers who remove buffs from the enemies from all of them. Okay?
Right. To start out, we have Yiki.
Right. So we're going to go through each class and we'll talk about the debuffers in each class.
Mm-hmm.
So starting with Desert Nomads, we've got Yiki.
And he has a 100% chance to remove one positive status from all enemies and a 67% chance to remove an additional positive status from all enemies.
So he is a fantastic epic AOE debuffer.
Yes.
He was one of my favorites for the longest time before I got a Sarita. So yes. I used him a lot in wars.
I've ascended 2 of him to use in wars. I don't use him. I don't use both of him in every war, but I definitely use him in every war, at least one of them.
So he is an awesome one to have. Next, we're going to have Forest Keepers.
And starting out with Ordea.
All right, so Ordea has a 100% chance to remove one positive status from all enemies. And she's going to be obviously part of the Warlock class.
Then the next we have Fimbor, and he's one-eyed elf, which is perfect for Christmas.
Right, just in time for the holidays.
So he has a 100% chance to remove one positive statuses from all enemies.
And he also does damage to all enemies.
Which is awesome.
He's a great one to have.
Okay, we have... this one's new to us. We actually just found her.
She is an uncommon.
Yeah.
2-star hero.
Yeah, which was really shocking to us. There's so many heroes in the game, so we just went through them all to pick them all out.
And she is Ystera. And Ystera actually
has a 100% chance to remove one positive status effect from all enemies.
Right.
So they're all quite similar.
Yep. And she does damage to all enemies as well. So that was a nice little discovery for us while we were going through these.
It was exciting.
Yeah, it was exciting to find a common hero that, or excuse me, an uncommon that can be useful in the game.
Especially being newer and playing her in war, she would be she's very easy to get.
Yep.
Yeah. So now we're moving on to the Sloths with Morena.
Morena, who unfortunately I do not have, but
I do, so that's good.
Of course, Lady O has her.
So she has a 100% chance to inflict burn. My bad. Sorry, that's not what we're talking about. She has a 100% chance to remove one positive status from all enemies. And
she is devastating to face in wars. She's great when you face her on the defense. She can be very tough to deal with.
Yeah, she's anywhere. I just hate going against her anywhere. Yeah. I don't like to be froze.
Right. I wish I had one, but kudos for you for getting her.
Thank you. Okay, next is going to be, we kind of skipped over her to get Morena because she's not big in the game right now, but Yaga.
And Yaga recently got a buff, so yeah. She got a little bit of a change. Personally, I still don't think she's the greatest hero in the world, but for Legendary, but any hero that's going to be an AOE debuffer is going to be useful.
And this one's in her passive. She gives a 100% chance to remove one positive status from all enemies at the start of each wave, so it's immediately going to take whatever, usually immunity is what people go in with, and it's going to remove that immediately.
So she's going to be good against those heroes like maybe Debrinka or Najar, who puts humidity on the team right at the beginning of the turn.
Right. Okay, so next we're going to move on to the Iron Clans. And first up, we have Mrs. Claus.
Just in time for the holidays.
Yep.
So Mrs. Claus has a 100% chance to remove one positive status from all enemies.
Yes, and I feel like this is a perfect time to give them your code.
Yep. So we have a promo code for you guys. Speaking of Christmas and
Mrs.
Mrs. Claus.
Claus?
So this is our gift from you guys, for us to you guys. The promo code is going to be a mega_winter.
Yes, Mrs. Claus delivered.
She did. And that's if you're naughty or nice, you still get the code.
Yeah. Okay, next on the list is going to be in Nordy Archers is Erica.
Erica is a hero that I use in wars as probably my third or fourth debuffer when I need one, once I run out of all the other ones that I have. She's a great option. She removes a positive status from all enemies. She does some damage too, not a ton. I actually have a bandit set on mine, and it works really well because she'll remove a positive status from all enemies, and then with the bandit set, whenever she hits them with tiles and does damage, she can remove an additional status because of that bandit set.
Right, and I really like her leadership skill with her being a debuffer with that speed increase. So that even more reason to ascend her for wars.
Right, and this game is still very blue heavy, and for her to have a speed lead for blue allies of 21 is actually really handy in wars.
Yes, that's a high speed lead for an epic hero.
Absolutely.
Okay, the next one on this list is going to be Astra.
And Astra, this one is actually kind of hidden in her passive as well.
And it's again, she prevents Najark from coming in and just setting off immunity. So
right, 100% chance to remove one positive status at the start of the wave. So she'll do that right in the beginning of the war or arena, wherever you're using her.
Yeah, she really disables Najar's skill. So if you see her in an arena team, don't even bother with your Najar. He's just a waste at that time.
Yeah. One thing we want to point out too is with all your debuffers, when they're removing positive statuses, you want to make sure they have high accuracy, because the higher accuracy they have, the more chance they're going to have to remove these buffs from these heroes, especially heroes with high resistance. So you want to keep that in mind. All of your debuffers want to have high accuracy.
Yes. Okay, and we're moving on to the next one, which is the Empire. I personally really like the Empire.
And the Empire is a great class and a lot of great heroes in this one. My personal favorite debuffer, AOE debuffer, is Sarita.
Yes, and she's been featured in a couple of the videos.
Right, so she's a fantastic hero. I use her everywhere. She removes one positive status from all enemies 3 times.
Yes, she has a... Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, our next one is going to be Chloe inside the Sorcerers.
Yep. Chloe is a great debuffer AOE. She's been around since the beginning of the game. She's an old school hero that's still very useful. She does a lot of different things, but again, she has a 100% chance to remove one positive status from all enemies. At one point, she was one of the top AOE debuffers in the game. She's still great, in my opinion. She's still probably top 5 AOE debuffers in the game to use.
Yeah, she's really good. Okay, the next one is Eldon, and his is in his passive. And he has a 75% chance to remove one positive status from all enemies if above 75% HP. So he's kind of different, but still would be useful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not 100% chance, but...
It is a chance.
It's a chance.
Right.
If you don't have anything else, he would be okay.
And one of the reasons we're pointing him out, too, is because there isn't a lot of rare AOE debuffers in the game. There's only a couple, really, and he's one of them. So... if you need one for your rare teams, he's a decent one to have.
And I think what makes it even better, I mean, it would be great if it was 100% chance, but
right.
It being in his passive, 75% chance is fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, actually, there's 2 brothers.
In the same class, and the next one is going to be Allrud.
Yes, which is, this one's in his special. He has a 100% chance to remove one positive status from all enemies. So, as you can see, all the AOE debuffers are quite similar.
Yeah, and it's good to find ones like that or that are rare heroes, because as I was saying, there isn't many rare AOE debuffers at all.
Right. Next up is Dark Followers. This is my favorite class. just because of their looks.
I know you love these heroes.
I do.
Especially because you have them all. Lucky.
Yeah, but I really, really worked hard to pull all these. What I mean by that is I really spent a lot of money to do it. Okay, our first one is Zerfar. He can be a handful in the arena.
Absolutely.
If he's got the right synergy, man, he's a handful because that he'll block too. But he has a 100% chance to remove 1 positive status from all enemies. Sorry.
Yep. Coupled with all the other things that he does, he's a great hero to have because he'll also debuff as well.
But in his passive, he's at the start of his turn, he strips 1 positive status from all enemies.
If there is a living Oberon or Tatiana on the enemy team. So if he's going up against an Oberon or Tatiana, he's going to have an additional chance within his passive to remove even more positive statuses from the enemies.
Yes.
So a little bit of a bonus there with him.
Yes. And then everyone's new personal favorite right now is Galmares.
Galmares, you're going to see him. He's helping change the meta right now currently, and he's one of the better arena defense heroes to have. You'll see him a lot on defense in top arena.
He just looks awesome to me.
And he looks really cool too.
He has a 100% chance to remove 2 positive statuses from all enemies, and a 100% chance to remove 2 negative statuses from all allies.
Yeah, so he cleanses and debuffs all in the same turn.
Right.
Which is awesome to have.
And as you can see, he's above par because he removes 2.
Yeah.
So he's above par from everybody. Most everybody else is 1.
Removing 1. Yep.
Right. And that concludes all we have. There is no AOE debuffers in the Far East.
In the Far East class. There isn't, but maybe in the future there will be. There is a new class coming, and they're going to add some new heroes to the Far East class very shortly, we were told. So maybe some of those will be debuffers.
Yes.
All right. Well, guys, once again, thank you for checking out the video today.
Like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, happy holidays to everybody, and we appreciate everybody's support. Omega, Lady Omega, peace out.